And then here was the next big boy trade. I mean, the trade deadline's not even done yet, right? It's like not till like the 9th or 8th, right? So we still got time. There's still time for more trades to happen. So hey, you never know. During the stream, we can get another trade go crazy. But point is, this was the second big boy trade that went on yesterday. So Saturday was the Luka Doncic, and then yesterday, Sunday, was De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, Zach Lavine to the Kings, in a 3-team trade involving the Bulls. So this one is a lot more balanced. I fuck with this one. This one's a lot more like realistic. It's like I was saying earlier about the star for star trades, which usually don't work out or do much. But I think the Spurs mainly did this for a future build up type of trade. You know, like this is for their next window of like the next 5-6 years. You know. As for the Kings, you can kind of say the same thing because I mean Levine's still not old, but he is like he's not young either. He's like in the middle. I think he's like late 20s. I can check real quick, but I'll check right now. But point is, I think this move works good for the Spurs more than any other team on this list. Because let's talk about what the trade is first, actually. So, what do the Spurs get? Spurs got obviously De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. I don't honestly know. I think he's from the Kings. But so the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. That's about it. The Kings, on the other hand, they get Zach Lavine from Chicago, because I don't know how that works. Somehow Chicago just slides in here and gets that shit in there. So Zach Lavine goes to the Kings. Kasoko goes to the Kings as well. They also see, this is what I was talking about with the Mavericks. Like the Mavericks, how do you? This is for De'Aaron Fox, and no disrespect, De'Aaron Fox is a bucket getter and he's fucking amazing. But I mean, if you're getting this for De'Aaron Fox, what do you think Luka's gonna get you? If you would have put it out to the open market, like, hey man, Luka's available. What y'all got? Let me see y'all offers. Like, I don't think they did that because there's no way they would have not gone for something else that would have got them so much more value. And the only rebuttal to that thinking is the fact that they're in win now mode, so they want players, not picks. Like they don't want picks for the future. They're not trying to build a team. They already have a team built that they think is comfortable enough to win a championship and contend. So they want AD as like the finishing piece. So that was okay. Yeah, we get it. But like still, it's like, bro, that shit not gonna work. It's just, I'm sorry to be a hater, but point is, this is what they could have got, and more. You still could have got a star player in there, but you should have got way more picks. That's my point. That's my whole point to the Mavericks. Is like, come on, bro. Like, this is for De'Aaron Fox. Imagine Luka fucking Doncic. So, you know, they get a 2025 first round pick via the Hornets. They got a 27 first round pick via the Spurs. 31 first round pick. Damn, that's so long from now, bro. That's a whole ass like. They just co-signed their way to draft the next fucking up and coming 7th grader. Like this is so insane. This is so long from now. Some 7th graders geeked right now knowing he gonna get drafted by the Kings. They got a 2025 second round pick via the Bulls, 2028 second round pick via the Nuggets, and then they get their own pick back from the Spurs. I think 2028 second round pick, or it might have been from the Bulls. I don't know. It doesn't say, but they get their own pick back in 2028 second round pick. Chicago in here because why not, right? The Bulls are just doing shit to do shit. They needed to get rid of Lavine anyway for something of value, but so they get Zach Collins, they get Trey Jones and Kevin Huerter from the Kings. I think Zach Collins was on the Spurs. Trey Jones might have been on the Spurs as well, but I know Kevin Huerter's on the Kings. So they get 3 players and they get their own 2025 first round pick via the Spurs back. So now they got a first round pick coming up in this next draft, which is cool. That's cool. That's fine and dandy and all. But if I'm the Bulls, honestly, like, I'm not a Bulls fan. I would need Bulls fan input here, but I feel like you could have got more for Zach Lavine as well here. Like, I don't know. Like, you got 3 decent to like average role players, but like you're not in a situation where you need role players either. Like you need, if anything, you need more picks and or just young, like raw talent that could like turn into something potentially. If not, I feel like Zach Collins, we already know who that is, what he does. He's been in the league for a minute. Kevin Huerter, same thing. We kind of know what he is. Trey Jones, I honestly don't know, but probably the same. So it's like, yeah, that's decent haul, but could the Bulls have gotten more? Probably. But then again, they were just desperate to get rid of Lavine. I feel like they've been wanting to get rid of Lavine for like the past 2 years. So they were probably just like, fuck it, bro. Like let's just get rid of him now. I don't blame him, to be honest. It had to happen. It was inevitable. I feel like that whole Bulls team is about to get blown up. Probably, if not by this trade deadline, by the next offseason, I would assume. Like Vucevic, I don't know. Who else is on there still? I know they like Kobe White. Kobe White's good. I don't know if Giddey's staying either because, I mean, I don't know what team would purposely want Giddey on their team after what happened, but he's not. He's low-key hooping right now on the Bulls. I do what you want with that info, but he's not doing terrible. Lonzo's still there. I don't know if they keep Lonzo either. I feel bad for Lonzo, though, because the injuries kind of fucked him up, but it is what it is. But, yeah, so this is the haul for the trade, right? So I'm thinking, like, if you're the – let's look at the Spurs. Let's look at this shit from the Spurs perspective. So I'm going to say this now. The Spurs are definitely the winners out of the three. I mean, obviously, the Bulls are in last in terms of who wins this trade. Same thing with the Jazz with the other trade. But out of the Kings and the Spurs, I'm pretty sure the Spurs got the better half of this. Mainly because of the fact that they did not give up any young talent. Like, yeah, Zach Collins is fucking cool and, like, he's solid. But they still kept Vassell. They somehow got to keep Vassell and, what is the other dude's name? Fuck, I gotta look up the Spurs roster real quick. Give me a second. But basically, they held on to two of their main young pieces and also still got to add De'Aaron Fox to this lineup. So I mean, if you really think about the Spurs, really, that's like that's a solid A fucking trade, bro. You got rid of nothing in terms of your talent that you currently have that's competing and keeping you afloat in the West, and you add De'Aaron Fox, which is obviously only gonna make your team better, unless some crazy scenario happens where you somehow fuck it up and the chemistry is just shit. But for the most part, this should mean more wins, and you already were getting wins with your current roster, which you have not fucked up, you know. So W Spurs. Let's give a round of applause for the Spurs, because that's honestly crazy that they didn't have to give away Vassell or, god damn it, what's his name? Hold up, give me. I'm gonna tweak out once I see his name, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I should have known that. They're currently 12th in the West right now, by the way. So they were 10th at one point, but now they're 3 games behind. The 10th spot is 24 wins. They're 21 wins, so they're still technically competing for play-in spots, but I'm pretty sure this De'Aaron Fox trade will propel them into play-in unless some crazy shit happens. But the West is a very competitive fucking conference, so, you know, nothing's impossible here. Okay, so look, it was it Castle? I think it was Castle. Stephon Castle? Or was it Keldon? No, definitely not Keldon Johnson. Okay. Devin Vassell. Jeremy Sochan. It's not that one either. I think it is Castle. Cassell. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. But basically, those two guys, they didn't get rid of either of them and got to get De'Aaron Fox. So that's a dub. On to the Kings. They basically get Lavine over for De'Aaron Fox, which is like, I don't know. I feel like Lavine's still a good ass player in terms of offense. His defense is all right too. He's not terrible on defense. There's some years where he actually had some pretty solid defense. I can't lie, but you're basically a plug and play. Like now, I think they're gonna start Malik Monk now. So you get Malik Monk at the 1. You got Lavine at the shooting guard, obviously. From there, it's like, I know for a fact they're putting, what's his name, the center. Oh my god, oh my god. Why am I blanking on the star center? Holy shit. Point is, they're gonna have a pretty solid lineup, even excluding De'Aaron Fox. Like, yes, he was the point guard. He's good, but I think Lavine is like a plug-in play. Like, it's not gonna change much of the Kings in terms of their output. I feel like they're gonna still be around the same level. I don't think Lavine's gonna propel them. I don't think that he's gonna drop them. I mean, Kevin Huerter kind of blows because, like, that was a really solid shooter for them off the bench and starting sometimes, but he was a solid shooter. You always need solid shooters on your team, regardless of if they're like a star player or not. But like, you just need motherfuckers that can hit shots from beyond the arc consistently. And Kevin Huerter was one of those people for the most part. There are some games where he shot the bed, but like for the most part, Kevin Huerter was a certified 3-point shooter. So yes, they're gonna miss that. I don't know anything about Sissoko or Sissoko. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but yeah, I don't know what that's really gonna give them. But like I said before, the Kings are building up for the future. So like in terms of a future trade grade, like for the future, this is honestly like a B plus, like a BA range grade, you know, like for the trade. Because I mean, the Kings are obviously trying to get some shit going to not rebuild, because they do have a solid team, but they are low key gonna start building up a new team here with these picks, or use them as fuel to get another star player. Who knows? They can go either way. They could honestly go either fucking way they want to go. So like, I don't know. I feel like for both sides it's good, because the Spurs obviously want to turn into a win now team with Wemby, and like as he progresses and obviously gets better and better. And the Kings are kind of like a opposite end, or where it's like, we have this window here where we can compete, but will it be a championship competing or just playoff competing? And right now it's kind of just making playoff competing, which is cool. And yes, there's potential for them to make a run, but they can either do what they will with these picks in terms of going for another star player to solidify their current roster to become a like actual title contender, or they go the route where they start getting rid of their star players that they currently have for more picks and just kind of rebuild. That's the sad thing about the NBA. It's like you can't be in the middle. If you're in the middle of, and like the way the Kings are right now, where it's like you're a playoff team every year, but you're not winning when it really matters, and you're also not a shit team that's losing a lot to get like top end picks, or like, you know, it's like you're just kind of you're in this purgatory of like mediocrity, kind of. Not really though, but you get what I mean. So they have a chance. They have two routes they can go. They can go future route and build for the future, or they can go, let's go try to win now, make a win now roster. But we'll see what they do with that shit. The Bulls, I mean, it's just the Bulls, bro. That I pray for the Bulls. They've been struggling for so long. I just don't know. I don't even know what you can do to save them at this point besides nuke the franchise in terms of ownership. Like from top to bottom, you gotta just clean house, bro, and just start fresh. There's not much else to do there. I'm sorry, but I feel so bad for them. That Lonzo, DeMar, Lavine era was cool, but it was kind of like the Kings, where it's like they're solid and they can compete, but they're not gonna really be like a top contender in the Eastern Conference. So hopefully this is like the step in the right direction, where they're finally just gonna blow everything up and fully rebuild again, which sucks, but it's gotta happen, dude. So overall, though, besides all the yapping, grades for each team, I mean, obviously, I think the Spurs win this flat out, but I'm giving the Spurs like an A on this. I think the Kings get like a B minus, depending on how they go from here. And then the Bulls, you know, it's just like it's a cool little C. Like, I mean, it's cool. Like they didn't really get much, but they had to get rid of Lavine. It was inevitable. But I do think the Spurs win this trade flat out, because they got rid of no talent, no young talent was given away, and because of the fact that they also got De'Aaron Fox, and you get to pair him with Wemby. So it's like you're only gonna go up. So that's cool for the Spurs. W Spurs. I've already been watching Spurs games here and there and like highlights of the games, but now I'm really gonna be tuning in once De'Aaron Fox gets on that starting lineup. That's gonna be a really fun team to watch, regardless of if you're a Spurs fan or a team, or like they win games. Like, it's just gonna be fun hoops. Wemby and De'Aaron Fox. But yeah, so that's that. Lakers, same thing. I feel like the Lakers win this one for the future. You know, like in terms of future building, maybe even like in terms of who's gonna win more now in the current moment, probably the Lakers. Mavericks, you know, it sounds cool in theory, and I get what the dude's talking about, but like this is unacceptable shit, bro. Like, you cannot be giving away your franchise perennial all NBA player for the next decade for a bag of chips and like some fucking like what, like, bro, what is this shit, dude? There should be like there's 3 dots, and there should be like a drop down to put show more and have like 10 more dots, you know? But there's not. So it's just an L for the Mavericks, dude. I'm sorry. I'm giving the Mavericks like a D on this trade, bro. Lakers are getting like a A. They did get a franchise piece, bro. They're set for the next fucking 10 years if they play their cards right, which would be really hard to fuck up. So for the most part, they're good. They're set. So that Lakers get an A, Mavericks get a D. Then the Jazz are there. They exist. They get a C minus. I don't know. They're just kind of in the trade to be in the trade. But yeah, those are the fucking trades that I wanted to yap about for a little bit. I say that for a little bit, and it's been an hour, so you know that's cool. But it's just like, dude, I don't know, bro. All right, hold on. Let's go full screen real quick. Oh my gooshness, that was insane. That was a tense yap session, no? Like, I don't know what y'all think about that shit, but like to me, it's just like, when have you ever seen in your life? I mean, there's been like crazy shit that's happened in sports, but like KD going to the Warriors, but that was a free agent move. Same thing with LeBron to the Heat. LeBron to the Heat was also a free agent move, so it's like that's like their own free will. They just picked that place. It is what it is. Like, yes, it was some bitch shit when KD went to the Warriors, and kind of some bitch shit when LeBron went to the Heat, but like, it was a free agent move. Like, they had the free will to go do that themselves. So you know what? It is what it is. Like, they want to go ring chase, get that ring, brother. But this trade is like, no one knew about it. Like, there was no work build up to it. There was nothing. It just happened. So it's just like, everybody and their mom was fucking shocked about the fact that Luka Doncic was traded away from the Mavericks. Like, everybody was saying this dude's about to be a Maverick for life. Like, Dirk was, like, they were comparing him to Dirk in terms of the fact that he stayed with the same franchise his whole career. He was the next Dirk, et cetera, et cetera. And then he gets traded to the fucking Lakers, of all places, in the West. Like, they traded him to a team in the same conference. I don't know. It's just there had to have been some shit going on for them to do that, because there's no way you just do that. No fucking way. I personally don't believe there's a way you do that intentionally, unless there's some shit that happened behind the scenes. But yeah, that, I don't know, man. That's just crazy. NBA is a crazy fucking world during the trade deadline. Like, usually the trade deadline trains are pretty chill. Sometimes you get some crazy ones here and there, but like not too crazy. It's just like a perennial all-star player going somewhere, like, you know, a predictable one at that too. Like, we can kind of predict some of these trades before they happen in the NBA. But this one was just like everybody thought this was fake. Everybody literally, the fact that everybody thought Shams got hacked, and the fact that nobody believed it for the first like 10-20 minutes it came out, because no other confirmation was said, because it was so out of left field and no one was expecting it, that no one believed it. Like, that should tell you just how crazy that shit is. That, like, that's got to be one of the craziest shits to happen in sports history, in like the modern sports era of the 20th century, at least, like from 2000 to now, you know. Like, we've had some shit go down, but this is like some crazy shit. Oh my god. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got to say about the trades, bro. And then, hey, there's more trades during this week, because I think the trade deadline goes on till like the 8th or 9th. So we got time for more, bro. There could be some more bullshit, but we'll find out as the time goes on. Because I mean, right now we're just kind of refreshing the Shams page. We just keep clicking refresh until we get more shit. But yeah, man, that's insane.